What is up, guys? Yes, today is another day where you are going to learn something that you probably don't know already. So, practice as a guitar player. Oh, we got the lights back on. And if you see on my Instagram, we've been doing loads of filming. Some special content coming up. My guitar's actually covered in mud. Yeah. So if you're not following me on Instagram, follow me to keep up to date with what's happening with the Halloween special that's coming out this week. And it is next level. It's the best video I have ever filmed, production-wise, idea-wise. It's not in the studio, obviously, because you will see on my Instagram. It's exciting, so don't miss it. So follow me on Instagram to keep up to date. Hit the notification bell so you're notified when I upload so you don't miss it, because you are not going to want to miss this one. Bitches. Guys, yes, today, practice. Practice as a guitar player is extremely important. We all need to practice, and some of us will not admit it, but I will. We don't practice enough. I don't practice enough. Sometimes I find myself picking the guitar up when I film a video. And I really should practice more. And I know there's some of you out there that are the same. But practice, when it comes to that's a nice blue colour. Yeah. When it comes to practice, it's important to practice. Now, I'm gonna make a statement, right? Practicing scales isn't practice. And I'm going to tell you what practicing scales all the time doesn't teach you about guitars. Guitar is more than just all that fucking chromatic, whatever the fuck you guys call it, shit. It's good. It teaches you the notes. It teaches you, you know, modes and positions and scales and all this shit. It teaches you all that stuff, which is good. It's good to know. It's always good to know that, okay? It's a good thing. It allows you to communicate with other guitar players and musicians in a different way. But here's what it doesn't teach you. Practicing your scales. If you just sit there for, you know, for like a 2-hour practice session, just... If you're sitting there for 2 hours just slamming that out, it's not teaching you to be musical. I just bit my tongue. Fuck. It's not teaching you to be musical. And being musical, if you don't know what that means, it's, well, it is what it is, being musical. You don't play guitar like that, do you? You don't play guitar like that, do you? You don't. So it doesn't teach you to be musical. Here's what I do. This has been my practice routine whenever I've been bothered to do it. Well, there is no practice routine. And that's what I've come to realise lately, is there is no routine. There is no practice routine. What I do, because a lot of you know, I plug it, I just play the fucking thing, right? I just play. And that's just it. What I like to do is I like to play to some of my favourite songs. Stick them on loud, jam along to it, have a good time. You know, sit there, try and coming up with riffs or you know, phrasings or melodies, you know, lead stuff, and just coming up with it like from here and from up here, you know, and just seeing what happens, playing, going with the flow, and just letting it happen. And by doing that, you're learning to be more musical. Okay, and you want to. Yes, it's good practicing your scales, knowing your scales. You want to be practicing your scales so you know where to go and you know what your scales are. That's cool, man. You know, it helps with your accuracy for picking and your legato stuff if that's what you're into. But it doesn't teach you to be musical. So if you are one of those players that just sits there and just runs scales for hours, you know, okay, do that, but maybe, you know, incorporate into that practice session some actual playing. You know, if you're learning a certain scale, find a song that's got a solo in that key using that scale, you know, and use that scale, or put a backing track on and use that scale to do some lead stuff and try and make it musical. I just burped while I was talking. And I think it's extremely important as a guitar player to practice but be musical with it. You know, it's the same when people are playing riffs that they've learned. They play it a certain way that it's not musical. You know, we'll take the almighty classic Enter Sandman riff, which is one I've seen a lot. You know, you're playing the riff. Yeah, cool, you know how to play it. Cool, you can play it, but you're not making it musical. So, yeah, moral of this video is you have to practice to be musical. You know, giving it some groove, giving it some vibrato, giving it a little bend here and there, you know. So yeah, practicing scales doesn't make you musical. It doesn't teach you to be musical. And if that is your practice routine, keep it. It's good. Like I said, it's good. There's nothing wrong with it. But maybe add like an hour or two into the week if you can, where you're just like jamming out to your favourite songs, jamming out to a backing track. And that's where where I find you're really going to become one with your guitar. Because, you know, you're in that moment. It's like performance mode. Every time I jam to my favourite songs, it's performance mode, you know. And I kind of get into it, and the more loose and loosey-goosey you get, and the blood's flowing, the more you get into it, then like the more you start adding little things, like little phrasings or other little extra bits to make it more musical, you know, and it's just, it makes the whole thing and your guitar playing a whole lot better. So it's important to have a practice routine as such. You know, it's good. Some people like routines. That's cool. Me, as a person, I suck at routines, but I kind of still like them at the same time. But I don't like them. But I kind of do. For me, when I walk into this studio, when I walk into the Chapel of Chug and I want to pick the guitar up, it's never kind of like, right, from 10 o'clock till 10:30, the Phrygian scale. From 10:30 to 10:45, alternate picking. From 10:45 to 11:30, all the other bullshit. That's cool, that's fine. But for me, I walk in, I just fucking pick the guitar up. Oh, what feels good this? And like, I'll do that. But typically, I'll just play along to a lot of my favourite songs and kind of get in the groove. And that's going to teach you to be more musical with stuff that you play. Because you start picking up on things from, you know, these guys we look up to. You're like, oh, I've done this cool little thing here. Oh, I wonder how I can incorporate that into my playing. So next time you are, you know, running your... You can incorporate all these little nuances and musicalness to your scales, you know, because you don't play that. You don't play a solo, for example, like that, do you? You know, it's just not coming in like, yeah, here we go. Thank you, good night. You don't play a solo like that, do you? So while you are running them scales like that, just keep in mind to try and be a bit musical with it, you know, pair notes and make them, you know, pull-offs, hammer-ons, trills, bends, half bends, quarter bends, full bends, bend and a half. Fuck it, bend it all the way fucking up, whatever. Just make it more musical. And your playing will improve when it comes to learning stuff as well. So guys, the takeaway from this video is be more musical. And I get when you're getting into it, you're like, oh God, I need to practice scales and stuff. Cool. But practicing scales won't make you musical. Remember that. Write it down. Jot it in your little journal of fucking things to do when it comes to playing guitar. And don't forget it. And guys, before I go, don't forget to hit the notification bell so you're notified for the Halloween special video, which will be coming out this week. You are going to fucking love it. As I said at the beginning, it's the best thing I've filmed. I think it's my best video in all time of being on YouTube. Production wise, I think it's on point. It's creepy, it's doomy, it's gloomy. Follow me on Instagram and keep up to date and see some teaser photos and a teaser trailer for the video coming this week as well, guys. So, as always, remember there's no podcast this week because Jazz is not very well. However, hopefully we will be filming a podcast this week, next week. That makes sense. Loud and Proud on Spotify. You can watch it on my channel as well. Go follow Jazz. All that cool stuff. As always, guys, rock out. Be awesome. Be musical. Be brave. Stay wild. Coyote Peterson, YouTube. The guy's awesome. But yeah. Be brave. Maybe I should do it like that. Rock out. Be awesome. See ya!